Hello, this is a beta release of a functional test software that I've been working on for the last about 2 months. The purpose of this software is to try to standardize a way in how to, write a functional test and make a functional test perform, and to reduce user error. I'll go ahead and show. I have two versions. The only difference is in the source code is right here where you can hide the command window or show the command window. This version of the software doesn't have this button. It's hidden, and all you have to do in the source code is put a true or false to hide this button or not have the or have this button available. And that's the difference between both of these. This is Rev 1. I'm going to give a small demonstration on how this works. Um, so right now there's no project selected. If I run a test, it won't do anything. So I'm going to import a file. This is in case you create a file on another computer and then you want to use it on, for a test on a computer in a lab. So I'll go ahead and run. I'm just going to pick this one because I think it's a very fast test. I want to make a very fast video. So I'm going to import that. I'll go here and I would say I want to make one default. That's the one I just imported. I'll make it default. I can go to functional test. Now, every time I open this, this is going to be the default folder. I'll show you that really quick. I open it, it's default now. So I can run this. I'll just do 001. I'll just give a serial number. I'll go ahead and start it. You can see that it's running. It runs a Python script, and it has an exit code of 7, and it gives a pass or fail. Exit code 7 is a pass. So now I'm going to hide the window, and you'll see the difference. So now it runs the test. Oh, I didn't do a serial number. So 0002. You can use serial number, not use serial number, but there we go. So now it runs the test, and now it's running in the background. Another thing is you can move this window around while the test is running. It doesn't lock. I'll show you that as well. So I'll do 0003. I'll run start, and so I can move this window, and it's not locked. So that's just a small demonstration of this one that's importing. I can also export the file. Let's say I just created this test. I want to use it on a computer, on the manufacturing floor somewhere. So this is the one I want to use. And now I want to export it. So I do that, and then I say export file. And now I can go to the export folder, and that file is there. So I can take that, put it on I'll maybe email it to another computer in the lab, or maybe, as a flash drive, whatever, and put it on that other computer and then import it for the test. The other thing is, it also created test results. So now that I'm in this folder, I can go here and go to the test results, and that's the test it just ran. It's 10:48 p.m. You can see it's 10:49. I can open this, and you'll see that it actually ran those tests as well, and it created test results for those tests. It has a date and time stamp, serial number, has everything you need for failure analysis. So that's one version of the software. I'll come back and do another version, but I'm going to stop the video for a moment because I've been having a problem with my internet connection. This part of the video is to demonstrate the revision 2 of the software. The only difference with this software and the other software is that it doesn't have where you can hide the window. It has the same, everything else is exactly the same. I'll go ahead and import the same file that I'd used on the last one, which was, it was on the desktop, and it was this one. I'll go ahead and import this one, and I'll go ahead and run this one to show you that it performs the same, except this one, it hides the command window. So I just made a default. I'll go ahead and just I'm going to do 7, and go ahead and start it, and it's going ahead and run it, and everything's already running in the background. So it's running, but you can't see the command window being called. I'll run it again. It's really quick. Oh, I didn't do a serial number. I do that so that it doesn't, so you don't run a test without a serial number. Now you can select to go without a serial number, and then it'll just run the test. It won't do that same thing it just did. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a test now. I'm going to do this really fast. I can go into this one. I can edit this one, or I can create a new one. I'm just going to create a new one. Test, I don't know, 82. Test 82. I don't know, LED test. And I'm just making something up. So I have all these different things I can do. It has, a perfect use for what these things each do. There has use. This one will be for full automation, where you just press it and it runs. The others, I'm going to pick one of these because it has user response on it. I'm just going to pick one of these. I'm going to add the test sequence. I can also remove a test sequence, and it removes the last one that you just put on there. But that's the one I want to add, so I'm going to add it. And then I can edit it like this. I can't edit that. I can edit this if I want to. I could change the name. This one has dialogue, 15 rows, 48 maximum characters, to the right. So or on each row, 48 characters per row. So I'll say step 1, turn on power supply. Step 2, press continue. That way, if you have to move a cable between steps, stuff like that, it makes it easier. Let's say, during your test, you actually want to call to something. So running, maybe it's LED test, and you want to keep track of that, as you're running it, so the user can see what you're doing. Then you want to have to select your test. I'm going to grab one that actually does something that you can see. My tests are in this test folder that I created. I'm going to grab one that plays a sound. And I'll update that. You can see updating over here as I do this. User response. Did you hear an audio sample? Got and update. And I'll say, I'm going to make this default. I'm just going to do that. Say done. I'll go back here to functional test. You can see it's already showing that one. I'm going to use serial number. I'll call this board 92. Start. Press continue. And I heard an audio sample, so it's done. And this is the same thing as the other. Except it's in a different folder because I have two different versions of the software. So on this one, it would be inside of here. I would go to this results, and there's the test I just ran. There's the other test I ran. You see it's 11:01 p.m., 11:04 p.m., and that's the exact time for right now. I didn't mean to do that. I'll go ahead and open it so you can see the test results. And this will be the final demonstration of the software. It does everything that it needs to do as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to give you the source code so you can modify it in any way that you want to modify it, or you could use it as is. But giving you the source code lets you know that there's nothing in there. You can examine it and you can see that there's nothing in there that could, be a problem for you on your computer or anything like that. You'll be able to see what it's doing. So I'm going to give the source code in the next video, and then I'm going to show you how to compile it, and then troubleshoot, test it, in the debug release mode, and then create an installation package.